In our previous video, Ye Tian decided to go alone after hearing the details from Zhang Biao. He did this to not get his talent and skill revealed and to avoid troubles for himself and his little sister. Cut to 1 month later, Ye Tian was inside his instructor's office, the same instructor that berated them as trash and useless. Ye Tian was trying to register for the trial and had the right to do so as he was a warrior now. The instructor was looking down on Ye Tian and said he was trying to keep them alive for some time, and now they want to die so badly. The instructor then angrily threw the contract towards Ye Tian, which hit him right on his face. He saw that what was written was a life and death contract. The instructor angrily shouted that Ye Tian should just leave if he was so afraid of dying. But to his dismay, Ye Tian left the office after signing the contract. The instructor was very displeased at this action and secretly berated him as a fool if Ye Tian thought that this trial was held for poor brats like him. The next morning, Ye Tian left early for the trial, but he didn't forget to cook for his little sister. He also left a note on the table saying that he'll be away for some time and he'll be back in 3 days. Worried, Yi was hoping that this activity was nothing dangerous. On the trial grounds, there are a lot of students gathered to participate. They busily discuss their strategies and check their weapons within their respective teams. Ye Tian marveled at the sight of the crowd, and Fatty, Zhangbo, said that people from all 5 academies have come adding to their numbers. Among the students, there's one particular student that's been looking down on the 5th academy. He asked his escort what a trash academy doing on a trial like this. His escort eerily answered that in this trial they not only hunt beasts but also people. So the more there are weak people, the better. The arrogant student agreed to the answer, saying that it's a blessing for the weak to be hunted by the strong. From afar, Zhangbo recognized the arrogant brat. He said that his name was Mo Xiaobei, a genius from the 1st academy and a young master from the Mo family. Hearing about the arrogant brat's background, Ye Tian thought that his arrogant attitude was to be expected. Amidst the commotion the comment of Mo Xiaobei has created, a man dragging a broadsword walked past the crowd and shouted Mo Xiaobei's name and that he'll slice him up today. Mo Xiaobei answered, asking if the guy wants to lose again. Ye Tian was shocked at this scene, wondering who could be the bold man was. Zhangbo answered him, saying that the man was named Li Xingyun, the knife genius in the 2nd academy. Li Xingyun lost to Mo Xiaobei once, hence he's looking for a rematch. The 5th academy instructor again berated the man as an ignorant brat and spits to the ground to show his disdain. Ye Tian heard his instructor and secretly answered that he was the ignorant one there. Ye Tian then suddenly cheered for Li Xingyun like he was rooting for his favorite fighter. Li Xingyun heard this and was confused and embarrassed by Ye Tian's actions. Unfortunately, an announcement was heard saying that fighting was not allowed outside the wilderness and anyone disobeying the rules will lose the right to participate in the trial. Hearing this, Li Xingyun fell back and sheathed his sword. He then threatened Mo Xiaobei that he will deal with him if he ever see him in the wilderness. Mo Xiaobei, however, wasn't fazed by this and looked like he was excited about meeting him in the wilderness. Li Xingyun greeted Ye Tian, asking his name as he was the only one who dared to cheer for him against Mo Xiaobei. Ye Tian introduced himself to Li Xingyun. He then activated his skills and saw that Li Xingyun was someone that has 2nd-class talent level and mid-level knife talent. Seeing the knife talent, Ye Tian spouted nonsense to encourage Li Xingyun just to shake his hands. What could be the reason, I wonder? Anyhow, with or without hidden agenda, Li Xingyun was touched and received Ye Tian's goodwill and shook his hands, wishing him luck too. As their hands clasped, a notification informed Ye Tian that the copying of the knife talent was successful, and moments later, the trial commenced. The gates opened and the first one to get out was the 1st academy. As the announcement was heard, the students from the 1st academy rushed out into the wilderness, including Mo Xiaobei. Li Xingyun bid his farewell to Ye Tian to go meet his teammates, since the 2nd academy will be next, and Ye Tian will be dead last as he was from the 5th academy. While waiting, Ye Tian went into a forest somewhere. He's jumping from one tree to another, seemingly looking for somewhere isolated. Ye Tian found a good spot and stopped running. He called at the status window, and a notification appeared asking Ye Tian if he was going to merge with the copied knife talent. Ye Tian, without a second thought, confirmed the merging process, and the process began. Immediately, veins popped up on his right hand, and was slowly going into his arm, eventually enveloping his whole body in painful sensation. Ye Tian was somewhat used to the pain of merging talent already, as he already experienced it twice before. Nevertheless, it was still quite painful, and it brought him to his knees, but Ye Tian can endure all this to become stronger. Moments later, the torture of the merging process stopped as the merge has completed. Ye Tian opened his eyes and made quick slashes from his sword, cutting trees in front of him. I must say, this is a good skill for a lumberjack. Kidding aside, a notification confirmed Ye Tian's recent merging of talent, and an additional mid-level knife talent was added to his previously merged talent. Seeing this, Ye Tian was finally done with his preparations. He picked up his things and headed back to the gate. When he reached the gate to the wilderness, it was already about their time to head out, and with an announcement, Ye Tian, along with his fellow 5th Academy students, readied themselves to rush out of the gate. In the wilderness, Ye Tian now was slowly walking along the ruined buildings alone. With his keen sense, he heard something moving behind him, approaching him silently. Ye Tian pulled out his sword and readied to attack a gigantic snake-looking dragon. Ye Tian faced the beast without a trace of nervousness. He jumped toward the beast and, with a swing from his sword, decapitated the beast. As a part of the trial, Ye Tian carved out the beast's eyes as proof of his hunt. He commented how the beast was unexpectedly weak, but anyhow, a point is a point, and the more he kills, the higher his rank would be. Ye Tian wondered how many points would he need to get first place. After putting the eye of the beast in his backpack, he stopped his useless thoughts and hurriedly left to hunt more beast, but along the way, he heard someone shouting for help. Ye Tian stopped to see who the person could be, and he was shocked when he saw Fatty alone while surrounded by wolf beasts. Zhang Bo was desperately swinging his huge axe to deter the wolf pack, but one of them pounced at him as he was fleeing. Ye Tian saw this happen and quickly loaded an arrow to his bow and aimed at the beast. Ye Tian released the arrow and hit the beast, grounding it. Zhang Bo was shocked when he saw the beast hit and fell. Suddenly, Ye Tian appeared in front of him, asking him if he doesn't mind him getting all the points from these beasts. Ye Tian rushed into the middle of the pack of fanged wolves in a split second. He then pulled his sword, activating his new talent, and with a cut, the pack of fanged wolves was wiped out. This all happened in the blink of an eye. This amazed Zhang Bo. Right there and then, he realized that Ye Tian right now was much stronger than before. After killing the beasts, Ye Tian was carving out the wolf's fangs as Zhang Bo rested behind him. Ye Tian asked Zhang Bo what he'll do now after he collected all the fangs. Zhang Bo replied that he would forfeit and just get out of there. He realized that the wilderness was much more dangerous than he thought, and also his teammates needs medical attention immediately as they were injured. Ye Tian agreed to what Zhang Bo said and was about to leave when Zhang Bo warned him about a pseudo-beast ahead. See, the evolution of the beast comes from a normal beast to a pseudo-beast, and finally the fierce beast. It seems like the people from the First Academy were fighting a spotted snake that was 10 meters long and was rumored to be a pseudo-beast which was worth a maximum of 500 points. Hearing such extravagant points, Ye Tian hurriedly asked for the directions, which Zhang Bo pointed to the southeast. Activating his speed talent, Ye Tian rushed in the direction Zhang Bo pointed, leaving him alone. A few good jogs later, Ye Tian arrived at a place littered with corpses from the First Academy. He then heard a huge explosion nearby and rushed towards it, thinking that could be them attacking the pseudo-beast. Ye Tian found the place and saw Mo Xiaobei and other students attacking a half-snake, half-demon-looking beast. Mo Xiaobei was commanding them to attack so that he could get the 500 points for himself. Everyone attacked, and Mo Xiaobei's escort shouted that the beast was running out of stamina, and this is the right time to finish it. Hearing his escorts shout, Mo Xiaobei did not hesitate to rush toward the beast for a kill. He jumped towards the beast's head and pierced it with his sword, but the beast still had the strength to fight back and hit Mo Xiaobei with a tail whip, sending him flying to a nearby building. Moments later, the beast fell and everyone thought it was dead, including Ye Tian, who thought he was late. Mo Xiaobei was now very happy for obtaining a massive 500 points for himself, but really, life is always full of surprises. As Mo Xiaobei was heading towards the fallen beast to collect his points, the beast suddenly opened his eyes and stood up with a roar. The then orange flames were now purple as the beast entered berserk mode. This event greatly shocked everyone. Not every beast can go berserk after a fatal injury. Only fierce beasts can do bloodburst and enter berserk mode. This excited Mo Xiaobei, as the fierce beast was worth 1,000 points. As the beast has escaped already, The people from the first academy gave chase to the beast as it has become weak after their fight just now, and anyone who has a decent talent can take it down, and all of their efforts will be put to waste. Let's not forget those who have been sacrificed, Mo Xiaobei. Ye Tian was watching the people from the first academy running toward where the beast fled to. He, as well, was delighted about the beast being a fierce beast. He secretly apologized to the people of the first academy for taking the loot as they were slow compared to him. Ye Tian activated his speed talent at the maximum output and launched himself toward the direction the beast went. Like a shooting star, Ye Tian arrived somewhere miles ahead of the people of the first academy. He saw a purple liquid trailing toward a ruined shopping mall. Seeing that he's the only one around, he was happy at the thought of claiming the 1,000 points for himself.